One of the strangest and most fascinating aspects of Chainsaw Man's entire world building is the fact that we have a character who can indirectly influence the entire world and beyond by erasing core concepts of reality. However, this has brought me to think of a new question: once the Chainsaw Devil consumes a devil and erasing that fear from the world, is it possible for that fear to be rediscovered? Is it possible to bring back a devil that has been previously consumed by the Chainsaw Devil with the intention of erasing it? Note I mention with the intention of erasing it, as I don't believe either Pochita or Denji had any intention of erasing Makima during the eating process, hence the control devil wasn't erased. But say for instance the Chainsaw Devil was to consume the Spider Devil and erase it from existence, would it be impossible for spiders to exist then? Would it be possible for spiders to either evolve naturally or be created artificially after this point, leading to the potential recreation of a new Spider Devil? Or would it be impossible on a metaphysical level? For instance, would it be impossible to recreate the spider just because the laws of the universe wouldn't allow it? Would this extend to the image of it? Would it somehow become impossible to even draw the image of a spider? That was a basic example of something which physical exists, which at least could be explained away by just removing the memory and existence of spiders. But what if we were to use a fear that is less of a physical manifestation? By that I mean the violent devil. What would happen if Chainsaw was to consume it? Would violence become impossible? How would that even work within the nature of the world being as it is? Would everything and everyone suddenly become self-sustaining, thus making the need for violence absent? Would attempts at violently be nulled by some unknowable force? Would the minds of the world be altered such that the idea just never occurs to them? Both of these explanations sound rather absurd and would result in the world of Chainsaw Man being torn apart and having chunks of it removed while forcing the remaining pieces back together in a somewhat conventional whole. So, what I am proposing is that in the case of certain fears, they can be rediscovered and thus result in the creation of a new devil to represent that fear. How long this would take would obviously be dependent on the fear itself. Something like violence would probably be rediscovered pretty quickly, although depending on how strange the timeline becomes because of its erasure, it might take some significant time to reappear. Something like the devil which represented a star capable of breaking children's mind? That might very well be a one-of-a-kind devil who will never again reappear in Earth or Hell, marking it as a fear with a singular physical source which wouldn't be capable of being recreated even intentionally. However, if you subscribe to the idea that these devils can never be recreated and thus their fears will always cease to exist, we get into a world where the metaphysical laws which govern its reality would be completely unknowable. The fact that Chainsaw Man's universe even remotely resembles our own is a miracle given the high possibility of absolute meltdown from any devil being consumed, or perhaps this is the proof that fears can return and thus devils can be recreated. I doubt this is a question which will ever be answered in the series, and if it is, I doubt it will be in a manner which is vastly expanded upon, but rather as an off-comment from a character who is in the know. Who or what that character might be I couldn't say. It would at the very least have to be a devil as powerful or as old as Makima to have any such knowledge of a previous reality which no longer exists. But that is just my thoughts on what might very well be one of Chainsaw Man's potential most mind-bending factors, something which I hope gets explored at least in some minor detail, but I will not hold my breath. I have been the Anonymous Weeb. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to hit the like button. If you want to see more of these videos and know when I update them, then you might want to press the subscribe button and ring the notification bell. If you have your own thoughts on this subject, please do tell me in the comments below. I wish you all a good day or night.